Hey, 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 he's up there. Yeah, Sally, you're very bad. Sally, you're beginning to make me think I might know who needs you. But anyway, these guys are doing great, but I just refueled them literally 3 times on their food, so they're definitely chow hounds. And it's interesting because size-wise, it's hard to say. My last group, which is genetically the same as these guys, the Love Litter with Remy and Willow as parents, is a beautiful size. Covey's about the only one that's a little taller than Asher. All the rest are just beautifully right within the size that you want to have, and among the smaller out there, and I'm certainly among the smaller that I've had, but not too small that they lack substance and depth, which is what they're supposed to have. Looking strong and powerful for their size, but we don't want any like 28-pound males out there. And so these guys are beautiful, and they're crazy, and they're doing great. And you're all very happy to see Mom, aren't you? But you can't get good angles from the video this way. You want to see the fullness of their head. I got to go lower like that. Look at my Sally, and look at these guys over here. And there's her. Hi, Belle Belle. And who's this? My beautiful Patty? No, that's Chuck. Oh, no, yeah, that's Chuck. Over here is Patty wrestling with Jose, which is a very rare sight because these two, believe it or not, are my sweethearts. They're the mellows. I'm going to come in and see you two wrestling up like crazy because you two are, I know every time I talk to them, they just want to come and see me. Now, come on, guys. I'm trying to get a video. Oh, look at that beautiful Patty. I'm trying to get a video of everybody. There's not a bad one in the bunch, as usual, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So, again, I'm just beyond thrilled. I mean, every time I go through worry, I think so far, though, Franklin is the only one that has both his testicles descended. However, we had 6 males from these genetic same dogs last time with no testicle issues. So I think just once I've had that, literally only one time, but because I had it one time, you kind of never forget it. And as I say, another breeder I know that is reputable definitely had like multiple one time in a litter. So it can crop up, right guys? But we want the testicles. Anyway, I don't think there'll be any problem with it. Who's that next to Franklin? I can't tell if it's Chuck or Patty, but that's a beautiful head there. I think it's Chuck. Yeah, that's my Chucky. Anyway, all right, you little fireballs. Oh, Belle, my little angel. You looking good for Henrietta, aren't you? Looking like a sweet angel, which is defying the normal nature of things. Actually, she is pretty cute, Henrietta. You're right, she is a little bit mellow. Isn't she, Patty? Come on, guys, now don't be all interested in me. Let's do some playing. I know I've been away for a while, and I'm very fun, but let's get some wrestling going. They were doing massive wrestling, but when I come out here to take a video for you all, they're just mellow because they want to see Mom. I already fed you. Look, there's their bowl, and they literally had a fuel up of 2 different times. You guys are wearing me thin, even though Lexi was here today, but I also worked. So I don't know. In my better moments, I do question why in God's name am I ever doing this, but then I know it was my childhood dream to have lots of dogs, and that's what's happening. And I don't want to give up now because, I mean, again, I do need to remain humble. Anything can happen, and you can have problems, but so far, temperamentally and health-wise, we've really had nothing wrong with these guys. A couple of tight bites where the canines are a little bit inside the gum, but still really good scissors. Nothing else. Ears, tails, I'm not seeing. Well, the couple tails last time did have a little curl to the end. One was just clearly an injury. But the other 2, a little bit curl. They're not ideal, but again, these are minor problems. You're never going to have perfect dogs, so even from a show dog point of view, I'm super happy, aren't I, Luce? That's my beautiful Lucy right there. Oh, geez, there's Belle and Jose again. Jose, you're fired up now. You're usually Mr. Mellow. But again, I think they're real consistent in temperament too, which I love. These guys are definitely blackening their nose sooner than the last litter, which is great because they have less, they had less, they're more white, so I'm surprised, but I'm really thrilled to see that. I don't think we're gonna have any problems with fully black noses from everybody. Look at Bellhop up there. Listen, I want to say something too. If all of you can look at that one video of Asher playing with his balls, which was kind of popular, and he started out in the garage on that video, but I think it's important to look at it because this really great guy, Nick from Australia, has weighed in with some comments that it's basically a summary of what I tell my puppy owners all the time, but it's just good information about what you hear here is very indicative of this breed, right, Jose? And no matter how wet, mellow, and wonderful, they're just Staffords, and they're going to be crazy for a while, especially. And the number one thing is getting them out there with other dogs and other people from early on. So all my owners are experienced this time except one, but his attitude is so fantastic that I know he's going to be great, and he's going to be showing his mail. And so as long as he's open to learning, there's just no worries. But just know that there's going to be a period where you too are going to say, what in God's name am I doing? Mostly when they start biting like crazy like they are now, and only when it's your hands you have to substitute. Early on, like Nick says, you can't allow it when they bite you. You just immediately give them something else. And I really should not even be letting them chew this, but you can't micromanage it. And I'm not going to not put it in their environment. I just basically sacrifice some material things each time. And I've never had a dog chew crates or beds that I've placed in a home, and all my puppies that go to the show, I'm proud to say, are very great in soft crates, which is not normally the case. So just get them used to the soft crates quick. And I share this all for the puppy owners because I'm going to be forwarding all my emails from past puppy owners as well as new things about what I feed. But in the interim, if you all want to pick up a medium-sized soft crate on Chewy, look at the dimensions, but they're usually about 3 feet by 2 feet. And those will be great for traveling to the shows. And then I like the airport kennels for the airporters that you take just for their normal crating. Because right here, you'll see me use them here because I have a bunch and they're young and small. But we had a terrible injury with a puppy on the last litter. And, you know, I mean, there were some issues. The person was crating with the divider in between and all, but I think the bottom line is when I told people what happened, which is that the dog blew out the ACL and apparently was only in the crate an hour, and we think he wrenched his paw out. Hi, Willie. And so what we're going to say, there's our precious Willie, is not to use these wire crates because I was shocked. But when I ran it by people, they said they had heard of that injury happening. So again, I think from the ages of maybe like 2 months on, these crates aren't the greatest. You know, certainly 2.5, 3 months on, they're not great until they're big enough. So when they're small enough and big enough, fine. But I would advise all of you to get airport type of, I'm forgetting the word right now, but they're like, very kennels. That's what they're called. Or you can spend like $400 and get impact crates. But I would say very kennels are good, and then pick yourself up a soft crate. So anyway, there's the information for all you new potential puppy owners and other people out there about what I like to do as far as crates. And I will be putting it together in an email for those of you getting a puppy, right? All right, is everybody going to crash out now? Did we have our little fire? And Jose, are you going to get in there and get a little extra? Sally, are you being a good girl for a change? Good girl. Oh, look at that girl. Oh, she sees her mama.